Frog comes with a self-marking quiz engine as standard, and the addition of Frog Play provides you with around 300,000 questions organised into subjects, year groups and exam boards. The process of assigning a quiz is the same for both. We have a separate video for creating quizzes linked below. Once you have completed the first page of the new assignment wizard, select the quiz activity. Frog Drive opens and allows you to search for any quiz. We start in My Quizzes. These are quizzes you have created and any duplicates you might have made. School Quizzes contains quizzes your colleagues have created. Frog Play and Community sections contain quizzes Frog have commissioned and quizzes teachers in other schools have shared respectively. You can create a quiz here directly, duplicate an existing quiz to modify it, or simply select one that already exists. Using the filters at the top of the screen, I can narrow down the quizzes. Or I can use the search feature to look for quiz titles, which is actually a quicker method of finding a quiz. I'm going to select this 40-question quiz. I can view the questions to make sure I agree with the answers and the difficulty. As mentioned, I can duplicate the quiz if I wish to make changes, and if I want to assign a quiz but would rather not set such a large homework, we can change that too. Make sure the quiz is selected, then click Use. Back in the assignment wizard, I can leave instructions for this quiz, and I have all sorts of options I can set. In exam mode, students will not be told during the quiz which answers are correct. Question feedback is disabled, as are retries and games. Single attempt. In a similar vein to exam mode, students can only attempt the quiz once. Time limit. You can set a time limit for the whole quiz or per question. This is handy for judging how much of a topic students understand. If they do not complete the whole quiz, it gives you an indication of how far their knowledge goes. In the Show Advanced Question settings, there are even more controls. I selected a 40-question quiz, and by default, Frog will limit the quiz to 20 randomly selected questions. I can overrule this setting here by clicking Change. The slider lets me adjust how many questions I wish to set, and I can even choose which questions I wish to use. Using Deselect All, I can start assembling my homework quiz from the questions available. I'm trying to ensure a range of question types so that my class don't get settled into a single mindset. Back at the top of the questions screen, you can see I have selected 14 questions. Again, I didn't have to manually pick questions, I could have left this to the randomizer. When I'm happy, I click Save. If I only assign a single quiz and no other activity, Frog will not only mark the activity for me, but set the overall mark for the homework. What I mean by this is that each activity can have a separate mark set. If a homework involves creating a presentation and answering a quiz, I can mark both items separately, then record an overall mark. This allows me to weight activities. A student might get 100% for a multiple choice quiz, but their presentation highlights they've not really understood the topic. Instead of Frog calculating an average for their overall mark, I can set a more realistic mark for that student. This only occurs when I'm assigning more than one quiz to homework, otherwise Frog will set that overall mark for me.